Square 'em up! This call starts toes tapping and petticoats twirling for square dancers all around the world. More than 18,000 of them came to San Antonio, Texas. They came from every one of the 50 states and 9 foreign countries. This was the 23rd National Square Dance Convention, and the best one yet. The people came to have fun. They danced from morning till after midnight. And when they weren't dancing, they were talking about it.
It's just the most fun I've ever had. There's 2 things I like, and there's fishing and square dancing. And if I had to choose, I don't know which one I'd choose to go to if I had to do both at one time.
You meet lots of friends. Everybody's very nice. It's a family deal. If you have children, you can take the kids with you. They enjoy it too, and we just love it.
90 square dancers and 7 square dance callers came all the way from Japan.
Then I took a beginner's lesson in Tokyo, where Yumiko and her husband, who's a caller, made that Tokyo Square Dance Club, and that's how I started. And by doing square dancing, we got more friends, and we want to introduce more square dancers in Japan.
Japan wasn't the only country represented. They came from Germany, Canada, Mexico, Switzerland, and the Philippines, just to name a few. More than 5,000 hotel rooms were filled. 1,500 dancers came in trailers and campers. There were traffic jams everywhere, especially the morning of registration.
How long has it been since you registered?
The shuttle buses were kept busy, taking dancers to and from hotels all over the city. Some of the folks used the riverboats to get around. Many of the square dancers travel and visit from club to club all across the country and around the world. They find friends and acceptance just by attending a local square dance. It gives a family a kind of joint hobby, something they can all enjoy together.
Why don't you pass to be turned back and square through? Look all the way how you've got someone to walk your trade. Left down the hand. Why don't you take it? You swing with your man in front of me. Now you make it. While once in my life I have someone who needs me. Why don't you head square through? 4 hands around now. You meet someone who run through. Roll away. Why don't you pass to be turned back and square through? Go all the way how you've got someone new.
Many of the dancers make the National a part of their summer vacation.
It's a family deal. You can take your kids with you. We've taken our kids with us on this vacation. We can't afford a vacation, 2 or 3 vacations a year, and this is one time we can all get together. And
Young and old alike enjoy this great form of entertainment. From the age of 4 to 84, they fill the arena. Square dancing isn't as complicated as it appears. There are about 50 basic movements to be learned in a beginner's class. Lessons are usually sponsored by a local square dance club. After these steps are learned, the dancer progresses as far as his interest and talent permits. For the advanced challenge dancer, there are up to 320 figures. One of the most important elements of a good square dance is a good square dance caller. More than 450 callers registered for the National.
This was all run off the computer at the same time.
This is the full schedule for all 3 days.
5,000 square dancers in Japan and 13 club in Tokyo. We have a very enjoy and square dance every week. I'm caller. I think very different English pronunciation and start through and pass through and the same every trouble. Body part corner door, walk all around the left hand lady, come back to seesaw and put the toe and back to the corner, left arm man, ground right hand, 2 rounds ring, you take about the hand, you promenade and that promenade go to by 2 and right back home and put another thing, couples 1 and 3.
A caller has been referred to as an entertainer, a humorist, technician, a psychologist, and a showman. A group of some of the top callers in the country held a caller training seminar.
But John asked me to fill in a little bit on the history of square dancing as I know it, because when we started into this thing seriously after World War II, we had already been dancing for a while. Nita's a West Texas gal, and out in parts of West Texas and some Stamford, places like that, we know that square dancing has been going on continuously for well over 100 years. And they preserve some of the old traditional dancing that they did many, many years ago, back in the 70s and 80s. And her heritage came about through dancing with her parents. Her father was West Texas rancher, not too far from Stamford and Anderson, south of Abilene, San Angelo. And every Saturday they had dancing at the rodeos, and part of that dancing was round dancing, part of it was ballroom dancing, part of it was square dancing. And
the Indiana Twirlers from Muncie, Indiana, put on a fine exhibition dance during the first variety show ever held at a national convention.
All-star do, all pass through, and cloverleaf. Now all pass through and cloverleaf. All pass through, break it up. Now center's in. You cast them off, 3/4 round, move up and back. Now all star through, all pass through. Horseshoe turn, the first 3 out, the next 3 in. You start through, all pass through. Now split cloverleaf. With a bucket of worms, go! Go promenade, promenade and take a bow. Promenade and take a bow. Thank you.
So
Most of the mornings were devoted to panels, clinics, and seminars on just about every subject you could think of.
And then you have what we call
The ladies learned how to make a ruffle and sew and save.
blocked piece of fabric. Get your little threads cut out of the way there. And then you're ready to make that into a ruffle. Now you would sew 6 or 7 or however many of these you wanted, depending on how full your ruffles are going to be. It could be a ruffle, it could be a tier, it could be a gathered skirt. The next part.
The dresses that the square dancers wear are not readily available in department stores. They are usually made by the dancers themselves or by a professional dressmaker. Square dancers from all over the world get ready for the fashion show. This is one of the highlights of the convention.
Of Miami, Florida. silhouette of loveliness, romantic as moonlight, and utterly feminine. The gourd skirt features 2 rows of rustling ruffles edged with pink lace and joined by an old can-can at the back. Puffed sleeves and a sheared neckline add to the femininity. The fabric is sheer flock dacron, fully lined and completely wash and wear for easy care. Her slip is a double 50, 100 yards of pink sheer nylon ornament. And Renelle's lovely dress has been made and designed for her by her mother, B. Ray, a popular Florida designer.
An educational seminar demonstrated teaching techniques that were especially useful to a group of school teachers and youth leaders who participated in the demonstration. Mr. Bob Ruff from Whittier, California, first walked the group through some square dance movements and then used a record so that they could dance.
Outside the ring, go all the way around the outside ring, all the way around till you get back home. Everybody join hands, circle to the left, go halfway around. Reverse, drop hands, single file, till you get back home. Then face your partner, do-sa-do. Turn to the corner, do an Alaman left.
10 rooms at the convention center were used for dancing. The youth room was jammed every day with over 1,000 enthusiastic young people.
Cycles promenade to go halfway around it. You don't need to line there, you circle the board. Lines go up and in back it. Right to left, do like that. Then a putter wheel with a hop, hop, hop. Sweep one quarter, pass through, swing that corner. Left down, right, then promenader. I'll love you true. They love me too. No, if you take one step, buddy, I'll take 2. Cycle square through and again pull it through. Gonna beat that corner, no stop. Miss lady, would you do it there? Always you trade, always right in the line. Look at the back and right. Slide through it, swing that corner through.
More than 10,000 spectators in the arena enjoyed the exhibition dance of the Kentuckiana Cloggers from Louisville, Kentucky.
Got it. Star promenade, go round the ring. Star promenade. Check it. Let's do the can, go. 2, 3, 4, flip. Turn. And a flip. Now bend the caterpillar, go. Slide in, back out. Join hands, circle to the left, go right to the right. Circle to the left like everything. Let's let the girls bow to the crowd, go.
One of the top novelty acts of the exhibition dancers was the Funky Chickens from Ponca City, Oklahoma.
Make a full turn around when you come down. Hey, see that little line on the floor? Let's pick it up now, bend it. To move up in the middle and the back. To get her right on the through the diddle like that. And a turn a little girl and a slide down with a little ready eye and a with the whole left hand and pop her on and a right on the grab. Get it going, get it going. You got her right to get her left. To get her right to the left and here you go. Hey, I wish you wouldn't act so smart there. Promenade up here you go with a single little good eye, you know, and all the way around and you promenade. Hey, remember those 4 old hens? Let's have the 4 hens chained across. Hey, you're doing all right, and go straight across now. This ain't the way you worked the barnyard the other day. It's a lot better, isn't it? All to the middle with the barnyard stroll. That's right. Walk in. Come now. Walk in. Come now. Walk out.
Square dancing is strictly American as far as its origin is concerned. Parts of it were influenced and inherited from European folk dances. It spread westward with the wagon trains as the country grew. By the 1930s, square dancing had all but disappeared in America. People like E.O. Rogers, Jimmy Clausen, and Pappy Shaw caused the rebirth of square dancing after World War II. Ray Smith was one of E.O. Rogers and Pappy Shaw's students. He's been referred to as Mr. Texas in the square dance world.
To make it up better. Now, when we first started calling in our area, they used to think of square dancing as going and getting drunk. And what had happened said, oh, we went to square dance, danced all night long. Well, now this is what this guy did. He went to square dance, danced all night long. He went to a house where there's one square. And you would write your name down there, and maybe you'd get to dance one time during the night. Paid dime to do that. And the caller, maybe if they had 2 rooms, no amplification. No, that wasn't there. He'd stand in this hall, and there's a square here and a square here, and he'd scream and holler at both of them, and they'd dance. And the ones on the outside, they didn't have anything else to do, so what they'd do, they got drunk.
In modern square dancing, drinking is not allowed before or during a dance. You need a clear head to concentrate on a caller's command. You've also got 7 other people in your square, depending on your performance.
Shooting star like a daisy chain, forward to go right and left. Turn back one and turn to the right. Hey, forward to the left and right. Turn back to the corner. Left and back. Let's promenade to go around 6. When you get back home, we'll let 2 and 4 leap to the right, circle of 4. Sides breaking line 4 up to the middle and back past it. Hey, wheel and seal, it's now double pass right through. Centers in, cast off, 3/4 round up to the middle and back. Hey, pass through and you wheel and deal. Double pass through, centers in, cast off, 3/4 round, move up to the middle and back. Now pass through and you wheel and deal again. Double pass through.
There were 134 exhibitors with just about everything imaginable for the square dancer. The Showcase of Ideas had displays from 60 organizations in the United States and Canada. During the National, awards are given to clubs and groups with the best displays.
Wayne and Natalie Spiegel. Charles and Eva Nadeo, director of the organization panel. At the organization...
The Maycroft Dancers from Muskegon, Michigan were excellent. One of their dancers was the youngest member of the entire convention. He was 4-year-old Danny Stockman. The crowd loved it. The BG Squares, a blind group of young people, came all the way from Roy, Utah.
Everybody pass through California twirl. Back to the middle, go right down left through. Turn the motor around, across trail. Allen and left that corner, those that go round your own. Same girls, swing and whirl. On his face, everybody, grand square. Ooh. Reverse. Don't fail to fall. Go all the way home. Do a left on a man. No side, go down the park. Same little lady swing. Swing your little lady promenade down that line, baby. You're the reason.
The Wheelblazers came from Houston, Texas to perform for the folks. This was the first time out for this fine group of dancers.
Go girls, straight waters. Boys, get ready to tag. Girls, straight in the center while the boys tag. Turn right, fellas, and circulate while the girls finish a left-handed swing. Swing through, go right and left.
One of the top callers in the country, Jack Lasry of Miami, Florida, discusses timing.
If the quarterback throws the forward pass right at the right time, perfect timing between he and the pass receiver, the pass receiver never breaks stride. He's moving at his running tempo, and the pass is thrown, and he reaches out, and he catches the ball, and he's never broken stride. But if the quarterback throws the ball too far out in front of the pass receiver, then he has to hurry to attempt to catch that ball. In square dancing, the most important thing that you have to be as the quarterback of the dance is to deliver the command at the right time and at the right place so that the dancer may continue moving.
Make a line, you'll come to the middle and back. Now pass through, wheel and kneel, double pass through. First couple more left, next one right, left, three and two. Across, trail through, and then that corner you swing. You swing that burning lady, you promenade that ring. No need insertion.
During the convention, square dancers registered for next year's National. This was publicized by Colorful Exhibition Dance.
Square through with the Kansas City gal of mine. Allemande left the corner zone. Promenade will have a ball. Go walking and talking and walking to Kansas City. Allemande left the corner. Don't settle around your own. Men star right. What's round? Allemande left the corner. Then you wheel around the ring. Then you promenade with Kitty back to Kansas City. Go walking and talking and twirl and swing. Promenade with Kitty back to Kansas City. Go walking and talking and walking to Kansas City.
There were panels, workshops, and dances held for the many contra and round dance enthusiasts. The final event of the convention, and the most colorful, was a parade of states, led by officers of the host organization, the Texas Federation of Square and Round Dancers. It took almost 4,000 Texas dancers from most of the 343 square dance clubs around the state to put on the national convention. As each state or country marched into the arena, the number of dancers that attended was called out.
Illinois, 535. From Indiana, we have 495. 761. The great state of Kentucky has 707. Louisiana, 701. Maine, 3. Maryland, we have 84. From Michigan, we have 729. Minnesota, 158. Mississippi, 55. Nebraska, 199. Nevada, 28.
Square dancing is friendliness set to music. It's America's true national dance. So when you hear the call, square 'em up! Join the millions of dancers across the country and have a ball.
I like to square dance because it's very fun.